recording. Welcome, guys. My name is Jim McCord. Some of you have seen me before. Some of you haven't. I'm going to share with you a company called MailboxPower today. And I have with me Kelly Wheeler. Kelly, go ahead and introduce yourself rather than me introducing you.
You got it. My name's Kelly. I am a marketer who happens to be a real estate agent. I am an active agent, but I'm building a team. I've got hundreds of agents that I personally coach. And MailboxPower is one of the softwares that we currently use in our system. And I can't wait for you guys to hear. Some of you already know what this is, but I can't wait for you guys to hear what this software will do for you guys' business, for closings, for conversions. And I think that by the time we're done with this, we're going to open up your eyes to what I call the correct type of marketing, going after the right people with the right message, and it converts like crazy. And I'll share examples of that as we get on, Jim.
Thanks so much, Kelly. Okay, I've been licensed since 1993. I've tried about everything. By far and away, this is the best. So we're going to jump right in here. And I want to explain just very briefly why I still have Banner Season / MailboxPower. Up until January 1st, for the previous 2.5 years, the company was called Banner Season. And I am confident there are probably still some users and probably some people who wanted to use Banner Season that didn't join yet that still think of us as Banner Season. So I leave that up there just temporarily, probably for the next month or two, but the company is now MailboxPower. So that's why it's there. Today, Kelly and I are going to show you how we use this for ourselves and coach other agents to, number one, prospect for listings, how to turn renters into buyers. That's the portion you're going to be handling, Kelly. How to thank your clients and how to get more repeat and referral business. And the key thing that I have always felt as a realtor of 27 years and coaching the last 3.5, 4 years is it's so important to be different than the other realtors because there's way too many realtors. Most of them don't work full time, but you need to stand out. And no matter what you do, you want to do things differently than the other realtors. I felt like that long before I was using this system. But this is the type of literature, paper literature, that other realtors are putting out. It's stuff that I've collected, and I have hundreds more than this, but it's all about the company, all about the real estate agent, and the only thing that's changed pretty much is the wording's about the same, but the logo, the name, and the realtor's name. And here's how I use and coach realtors to use MailboxPower to pick up for sale by owners and expired listing appointments and then get the listing. So rather than send this kind of stuff and do cold phone calling like I did previously, now rather than do what all the other agents are doing and making cold phone calls, I send them, and you're going to see 3 different products on this screen. My first 5 years, I sent only the card, a custom card only, because the marketing company I used at that time did not have custom products. So for my first 5 years, I sent only a card to a for sale by owner or an expired, and I put the photo of that homeowner's house on the front of the card and then my message on the inside. And it was phenomenal. I got phone calls from people. From everybody? No, of course not. Nothing works all the time, but it worked better than any other marketing I have ever done. And then about 2.5 years ago, Banner Season started, which is now MailboxPower, and we had the option of not only customizing cards, but we could customize products, 2 of which you see on the screen right here. That coffee mug is just a phenomenal product to send out. That one has a 1 photo, full wrap photo of that same house. And when they get a box and they open that box and they see that greeting card photo of their house, they're going to open that up and they see my message from Jim McCord, the realtor, your listing is expired, and so on and so forth. And then below that card, they see a mug with a full wrap photo of their house on it. And sometimes I'll include brownies. And now you see on the brownies, that's a different photo. That has a much bigger impact than typical real estate company information. So here's another, this is also a 5x7 card with all of our products with the cards, whether it's 5x7 cards or the 8.5x11, you have the option to design not only the card in all 4 panels of the card, but you can also design the envelope. And that's what you see here. This went to an expired listing in Florida. Card is on the right, photo of the house. On this one, I did not make the photo the full front of the card. I could have, but I chose not to. Put a border around it, and then put your listing as expired. Are you satisfied with your previous realtor? My information on the inside. And then that card was delivered in that envelope that you see to the left there. So the average person gets between 2 and 10 pieces of mail a day. So they walk out to their mailbox and they're fingering through their mail like we all do on the way back, and they see an envelope with a photo of their house. They're going to open that immediately. It really works. So those are 5x7 cards. What you see on the screen now is called it's the same thing. It's a greeting card, but it's 8.5 by 11. And in the company, we call it a gigagram. And it is thicker stock card. So the card is on the right, and you design that and all 4 panels of that card any way you want, which you'll see in a bit. And you also designed the envelope. This one went to a mini farm, another realtor, a friend of mine who bought this farm and fixed it up, and he was simply blown away by this, along with the gifts I sent with him. But I coach realtors now, and what I tell the realtors I coach is, I think, as far as prospecting expires and for sale by owners, I truly believe, from my perspective, this gigagram, this 8.5 by 11 card, is the best prospecting tool we have. It only costs either $3.67 or $6.99. If you're on the pro package, it's $3.67. If you're on the light package, it's $6.99 plus $1.30 postage. But that's powerful to get an 8.5 by 11 card like that in an envelope, both with a photo of their house on it. It was right around a $2 million listing, $1.5 million or $2 million expired home that I listed. And rather than call them alone or send them company information, I sent them this card with this mug, photo of their house. Your listing is expired. Are you still interested in selling? My information is on the inside of that card. That's 2-panel card. So there's 2 panels on the inside and a panel on the back. And then along with that, I sent that mug. And they call. Now, do they all call? Of course not. But they call a lot. And they call a lot more often than when I was sending company information. So now I'm going to share with you how I use this and how I coach agents to use MailboxPower for closing gifts. And with closing gifts, you have the option of sending the gift directly to your client who bought the house from you. Or what I like to do is send it to myself ahead of time and bring the box into the closing itself. And that's what I did with this particular home. I sold this home. And one of the items that we design and send through MailboxPower is actually a box, a gift box. And this gift box goes inside of the shipping box. And you design the cover of the box. So I always put the photo of their house on the front of the box. It's incredibly powerful. That's an aerial photo that was taken by the area photographer I hired. So inside of that box, they got these gifts. This is one mug that's showing both sides of one mug. And they got another mug with a different aerial photo, same house. Kind of looks like a different house because it's a different aerial photo. They got those 2 mugs. They got 4 brownies. You may or may not be able to read the wording on there. It says, "Thanks for working with me to purchase your awesome new home." My signature, Jim McCord, and they got a $25 Home Depot gift card. Now, along with that, in the box, they get this card. And with this one, I sent a postcard. "Thanks for working with me." Aerial photo of their home, my message on the flip side. And then here's the breakdown of what all the items that were sent on the left. And then on the right, you see those items detailed again with the exact cost. So I won't go over the individual cost other than to say every one of those is very inexpensive for a custom design product. Other than I will mention that the postcard was free. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. If you're a pro package member, you can send unlimited 4x6 postcards free. You pay postage only. So all these gifts on the left, all custom designed, with the only exception being the $25 Home Depot card. That entire package, along with the $2 surcharge for the gift card and $17 for the shipping. Everything goes through United States Postal Service priority. Total cost was $77.70. Unbelievable. Thank you gifts. And like I said, what I do is I send that to me ahead of time, bring that to the closing. After everything's done and signed, I slide that box across to my client, and it just makes a powerful statement. I'm going to share this, and I'm going to turn it over. I think I might have 1 or 2 more slides. I'm going to turn it over to you, Kelly, to talk about the renter program. And it's not just a renter program, it's a mailing list, but you'll talk about it. But Cindy is the #1 agent in our market. Her last name is Shetterly, Cindy Shetterly, if anybody wants to look her up. She's been #1, all companies, all agents for the last 6 years. She makes over $1 million a year. And Kelly and I don't have the time to go into everything you can do with MailboxPower on this presentation, or it would be a 2-hour presentation. But they have campaigns. Just suffice it to say they have campaigns. So you don't have to one-off create everything. There's a campaign systems that they give you that you can use, and one of those is a birthday card campaign. So Cindy asked for the birthday of every client when she starts working with them, and she's been a realtor now for 14 or 15 years. But every client Cindy has ever worked with automatically gets a birthday card from MailboxPower with 2 brownies every year. 7 days before the birthday of each client she has is automatically generated. Cindy does not have to do anything other than enter that client one time with their birthday and their address. And then everybody gets that. It's truly, truly incredible product. So these are some of the mugs that I have sent. I like sharing this because a lot of people think when they send a mug, you just drop a photo on the mug and hit send. And that's pretty powerful in itself. But the mugs, along with the cards, postcards, greeting cards, anything, brownie packages, anything we send is like a blank slate, and you can design these any way you want with backgrounds, multiple photos, wording on top of the photos. It's just so powerful that you can do these one-off. And Kelly, I'm going to turn it over to you now. If you want to use my slides, you can, and if not, you can.
I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. I've got a couple of things that I've got for them. Plus, I want to show them very briefly the how to find leads within the software.
Wonderful.
So before I leave your screen, guys, what you just saw was what we call, you've heard of people having left brain, right brain. Well, with MailboxPower, he just showed you the left brain. And this is how you as the agent can stay top of mind with all your clients. You know, Jim, one of the things I tell agents, and leave it right here for a minute, this is an excellent strategy right here, guys, to stay top of mind. And here's why. The average agent has a closing, let's say on Friday at 11 a.m., and they haven't thought about a closing gift. So they run down to the local grocery store, the box store, and they'll buy a cheap bottle of wine, and they'll run to the Hallmark section, and they'll buy one of those, bags that says congrats on it, but it's not even really branded or personalized. They'll buy that white paper and stuff it, put a balloon on it that says congrats, buy a Hallmark card and sign, congratulations, Timmy Realtor, Janice Realtor. And they go to the closing table with this bag thinking, oh, look what I've done. And quite frankly, if you put a Starbucks card in it, that's about the only thing they're going to use. The wine, if it's a $10 bottle of wine, it's so cheap, they probably won't even cook with it. So there's nothing about that average closing gift that's going to make this client remember you. Now, guys, when I do these and give them their own personalized coffee mugs, Jim, I don't know if this has happened to you, but I've done this in the past where I've actually had a wife call me, say, Kelly, I broke my coffee cup, right? Well, how much do I have to give you? I love that cup. And I'm like, don't worry about it. I still have it inside of my dashboard. I'll just go and order it for her. Cost me like $8 or $9 or $10 for the coffee cup. So maybe 15 to 16 bucks, and I'll ship her a new coffee cup. That's how you know you're staying top of mind with your past clients, because this stuff right here will make an impact. It's branded to you, but personal to them. So this alone, to me, is 50% of why agents should be using MailboxPower. But now let's go to the other side of the brain, the right brain. And Jim, I'm going to see if I can take over the screen, if that's okay with you. Do you want to continue? Yes. Guys, bear with me as I get the right screen that I want. Let's go here. Before I do, you know what? I'm going to show you guys how to generate leads really quick. And then I'm going to show you a typical campaign and how it breaks down for conversions. And I'm using my what I've done with MailboxPower in terms of the numbers that my team's done. So you can kind of get an idea of what you could be doing with some of these campaigns. So the other side of the equation on MailboxPower is how you can find leads. And the best way I can describe this, guys, you can go to Facebook and run buyer lead campaigns right now, but you can't ask Facebook to only send you 700 credit scores. You can't ask Facebook to send you people that make $55,000 or more a year. You can't ask Facebook to say, okay, I only want people in this area that are this demographic, this age, and this. You can't do that. With MailboxPower, they have inbound in the system the ability for you to go out and find any leads you want to work with. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a very quick buyer lead source that I can start marketing to today. I'm going to go ahead and use my zip code, guys. And remember, this is recorded. I'm going fast through this. Rewatch this portion if you don't get the whole gist of what I'm saying, because this is super powerful. I'm going to use my zip code. I'm going to pull it up. And right now there's 25,000 people in my zip code that I could be marketing to. I don't want to market to 25,000 people. This is almost like, okay, this is how Facebook does it. I don't want to do that. So now I'm going to go ahead and break it down into the perfect buyer candidate. Now watch, guys, what happens to this number. I want only renters. It's going to drop it significantly. Now I want renters that have been renting for 3+ years. And I want renters that make at least $50,000 a year. So let's see where we're at before I go to the next one. 738, but that's still too big, because there might be some of the 738 that have really bad credit, right? So now we're going to go ahead and we are going to build this list with the credit worthiness that we're looking for. So estimated credit, I want 700+ credit score. And let's see the number. Perfect. So I've got 207 people out of 25,000 that are renting, and they've been renting for at least 3 years, that have 700 credit score, that make at least 50 grand or more a year in my zip code. If I want to buy that list, there we go, 20 bucks. Now, I'm not going to go and show you my cards, but I have buyer cards set up. So the first card I'm going to send them is a 4x6. Now, guys, 207 people are going to get a card in the next 4 days. And this is my cost. $76 is what I'm going to spend. And what I've been telling my team, once you have a list of buyers you want to start farming, get them a card at least once a month with an offer. If you're in an area that has 0 down, send them a card that says, would you like to hear about 0 down opportunities? If you've got some kind of closing costs that you can work out, find out how you get a portion of all of your closing costs paid. Find out how you can buy a new home today for less than you're paying in rent, right? These are the cards that get people calling you. And guys, look at that right there. I can farm my zip code for 207 people that I would consider to be some of the best potential buyers on the planet. And it's costing me 75 bucks a month to send my message to them. I hope you guys see how powerful that is. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you real briefly is how to build a mailing list of listings of sellers. And I can use this same philosophy to dominate any neighborhood in my town or in my zip code that I want. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going after individuals, and I'm going to go ahead and do a radius around my address just to use this as an example. I'm going to show you how powerful this is. So guys, if you've ever been showing houses and you come home after showing houses all day and you drive through your neighborhood and all of a sudden on your street, there is a for sale sign from a competing brokerage on your neighbor's yard. I don't know about you, but that kind of pisses me off. And I'm like, wait a minute, I live here, right? And the first couple times I saw it, I was really kind of upset at the neighborhood. And then I realized it's not their fault. It's our fault for not letting them know that we are a trusted real estate expert in this neighborhood, and they should be using us. And the only way that you're going to be able to let them know that is by staying top of mind at least once a month. So right now, guys, in my neighborhood, there are 10,000 people, but that's a little bit too much. So I'm going to drop this down to 0.9 miles from my address. And this literally is where I live, guys. I live on this lake right there. And there is my subdivision. So guys, look right here, 3,200 people I can market to, but that's too much. I only want to market to people that own their own home. And watch this, guys. I'm taking it from 3,200 to 1,800, but I want people owning their home for 7+ years. Guys, according to NAR, people start thinking of selling their homes 7 years after buying it. That's the break point, 7 to 8 years. And they're either going to be a move-up buyer, they're buying a bigger home, or they're going to be a move-down buyer, they're buying a smaller home, right? It's your job to let those people know in your neighborhood who you are. So the list is now down to 1,450. And just for brevity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and bring this list to everybody that's between 31 and 40 years of age. Let's see how many I get. There we go. Once this updates, this will probably be the list that I want to market to on a monthly basis. And I can actually take this list and even even shrink the criteria down to even a larger audience. But 223 is perfect. Now, guys, watch this. 223 cost me 22 bucks. These are people between 31 and 40 years of age that live right near me in my neighborhood and have owned their home for 7+ years. If you guys could get a hold of a list like that, would you send them a postcard every month, let them know who you are? If you did, it would cost you, if you did the 4x6, 82 bucks a month. So for $170, you could be reaching out every month to buyers in your zip code that are the right buyers and sellers in your neighborhood or any neighborhood you want to dominate. And guys, that's what this software will let you do. Now I'm going to show you one example. Jim, do you have any questions you want to play through on that? Because I'm going to show them one more thing and then I'm going to be done. Okay.
Keep going, Kelly. You're doing great.
You got it. So guys, I want to go ahead and I want to bring this up so you guys can see it. So what I want to do, guys, is I've taken you on a journey to show you how to do buyers and sellers. I haven't even gotten into open houses, and I'm not going to do that on this video. I actually have videos for that you can watch. But I want to show you a campaign, guys. Now, imagine finding expireds and FSBOs in your neighborhood, or not in your neighborhood, in your area. And imagine sending them a drip campaign of high converting postcards every month, once a week. In this strategy, we're going to say a 5-week campaign. We're going after FSBOs and or expireds or both or one or the other. It doesn't matter. It's up to you and your budget. And what we're going to do is on week 1, they're going to get a 37-cent postcard, an introduction. This is who I am. Week 2, another small postcard. On week 3, they're going to get the big 5x7. And remember, Jim already said, you get 50 5x7s for free a month. You just pay postage. On week 4 and 5, small postcards. So in a 5-week period, these FSBOs and or expireds have gotten 5 cards from me. And guys, my cards all have offers. They're compelling. Things like, a variable commission rate starting at 1%. I'm not going to get into my offers today. I don't list homes for 1%, but this is a way for me to get in the door and show them a possible scenario where they only pay 1%, right? So here it is right here. I'm sending a message to the right market and they're getting a card from me. Now, here's the deal. In this scenario, the total cost to you, if you use this campaign on a 5-week campaign, is $2.03 per FSBO. So if you actively worked 40 FSBOs a month, you're looking at $2.03 per FSBO to get 4 or 5 cards. All right, remember the first 50 are free with the gold membership. You just pay shipping. After you use the first 50, it increases to $2.53 per FSBO. Now note,